Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Super Stock Bros. My name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking about our latest picks as well as a future upcoming prediction for a stock that might double up. Stay tuned. Alright, so first let's talk about our portfolio. So we still have our IPOF warrants as well as our Bridgetown warrants, and we're holding those. And we are continuing to play and find more opportunities in the SPAC market as it is rebounding. And I believe with the stimulus package, we're going to see an inflow to cash that is going to go to all of the, it's going to start off with the obvious stocks like Tesla and ZOM and all of these ones, and AMC and GME, and then it's going to filter down into other positions, and I believe eventually it's going to filter down into the SPAC positions. I think people have regained their confidence, and as much as people want to put out these short seller hits on SPACs, there's nothing to really hit, because if you're near net asset value anyway, what is the most that you're going to gain? Like a 20%? Or like lose 20%. At that point, it's not even really worth it for them. But I wouldn't put it past these short selling people. So I do believe the SPACs are going to be up and coming, and I'm still sticking with it, as well as playing with my long term on the side, because like I always recommend, you should have a long term and you should be nurturing that as much as possible, as well as playing some options, particularly cash secured puts or selling covered calls on plays that you deem appropriate. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep looking for these opportunities. Again, we still have our IPOF warrants. I still have that actually in my account. If you want to take a look here. Actually, market price wasn't this low when I was looking at it. It was like 420 or something like that. But as you can see, I'm still holding it. Been holding it for a while, and I do believe that it will make a huge comeback in a short moment. Okay, so back to our portfolios. So where are we at now? Slight loss in our SPAC ROKU and Milli. I'm waiting for that double up on the news of a merger, which is still to be announced, and they're still looking. So it's going to be interesting to see what Chamath finds. He's mentioned that he likes looking for the climate and energy stocks and basically anything that's environmental. So you know what? As you're investing in this, you're also investing into the good of the world, which I believe is a great choice anyway. And again, I already went over the swing portfolio. So the things that I wanted to talk about, though, were our ticker plays from the last time. So if you remember, I put up a nice chart saying, hey, I like all of these stocks and some of the SPACs that were just sitting and actually fell pretty hard during the dip. And I pointed out pretty much at the perfect time. I think right the day after the release of that video, pretty much everything rebounded 10, even 20%. I think Tesla rebounded 20% that day, which was pretty amazing timing. So I hope it was quick enough for everybody to get in. I really want you to make those gains. And yeah, as you can see, looking at pretty much a comparison right side by side here, we have a 20% increase pretty much across the board, sometimes even more than that. I got square at the low, like around 200. It went as low as like 190. I wish I got more. I didn't get it at the 190 level. It was too quick for me. I missed it actually. But I got some at 200, and I advertised that in the Discord. So if anyone followed me into that play, I think they did pretty well. I actually also did very well with Neo. I actually bought it at 35. So again, these plays are in the Discord. You're free. It's free. You can join. You don't have to sign up for any kind of service or anything. And I post periodically, as well as Bub does as well. So you can check out for his plays. He tends to play the hot stocks, the more, I would say, speculative, but very interesting. I play some of them too. He puts them up in the morning sometimes, and whenever we actually buy them. So you can keep on a lookout for that. And now, in terms of other plays, I've mentioned this a couple times before, BRPA. And I was it's kind of sad to see that it actually rose after hours, because I was hoping to get in as it was still low. But later in the month, BRPA is going to issue an emergency FDA approval, basically, for a drug that they're trying out. So if we scroll down to the BRPA, we can actually take a look at the news headlines. This is courtesy of Interactive Brokers. It's pretty great. I use it for some of the trades, and including the SPAC Road to a Milli portfolio. Yeah, so they have news announcements on the side here, and you can actually see the last time BRPA spiked out really hard was when they announced that they had successfully demonstrated a 10-day accelerator of one of their more interesting trials where they do a high flow nasal oxygen, and it was at the 28-day point. Okay, so what was the date here? This was February 23rd. And basically, they said there was going to be another checkpoint on the 60th. Yes, added a 60-day endpoint. And after that, they're probably going to seek emergency use authorization for critically ill patients. Now, this is very interesting because if you add up the dates here, that indicates that so it's 32 days after the release of this particular article, which was on the 23rd. So now we're talking about the last week of March. And as soon as they actually request the emergency, if they request good stats, which it seems like they will from the direction this is heading, so there's a risk there. Just keep that in mind. But if they do release good stats, I think they will, and they do request emergency use authorization, I think that this is actually going to cause BRPA to spike up pretty large. Now, again, this is all speculation. Do your DD. Take a look into the stock. Take a look into what the high flow nasal oxygen is and what it actually does. And honestly, I think it's something that I might go in with a smallish bet and try to swing it. This might actually be one of my other swing trades. And now another thing to note is this is a SPAC, so it has warrants. So if you look at BRPA, it has warrants here. And actually, after hours, it was at 30. This was kind of unfortunate. That means the warrants are going to shoot up already tomorrow. So you're already going to see in the morning, these warrants probably going to go up to around $8. But my target for these warrants it's looking like around $12 for each of these warrants. So we're looking at almost 100%. This is a very, very high risk play. Maybe I might put in like 5,000 or something, or less than that, maybe like 2,000, and see what happens. If it doubles up, it doubles up. I think the actual low of these warrants, I mean, the realistic low technically is 0. That's why it's very high risk. But I've seen it hovering around a range of around $5 at the low for the last month or so, and actually even a bit longer than that. So I really do think that BRPA seems like a good choice. Do your DD, see what you can come up with. If you have any more information on BRPA, put it in to the comments below. I would love to hear more about it. But it seems like NeuroRx is coming up with something really good here. And I hope that they do come up with this life-saving drug. And at the same time, we can support them and make some profits off of it. And that's it for me today, Stock Bros. We're sticking through with our picks, and we're hoping that the SPACs make a major comeback, and I really do think that's going to happen. Actually, from the last time I mentioned this, most of the SPACs rose up 20 to 40% in a lot of cases. So sticking along with that line, and we're going to keep making these great plays, and together we'll make those gains.